back to SourceFed Nerd and Required Reading. I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
And I'm Steve Zaragoza.
This week we got a chance to read Amelia Cole and the Unknown World.
Ooh!
Is that how you felt about it, Steve? You read it and you were like, ooh!
Yeah, it was. Every frame. Ooh! 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 It just got more intense every time.
I really liked it. It reminded me of Buffy comics, like with a I'm a girl just figuring out who I am quippy remark.
You've got this this hero kind of like she never wanted to be a hero, really.
No.
But she always was. She always would go to rescue people, and she was a good person.
She's very with great power comes great responsibility, and if you're gonna have these magical abilities, you might as well use them for good. Amelia Cole and the Unknown World is by Adam P. Nave and DJ Kirkbright, and it is penciled by Nick Brokenshire, and it's a very fun piece that was actually a launch title for Monkey Brain Comics digitally, and then picked up in trade by IDW.
We love our IDW. They do Lock and Key. Ooh.
Yeah. She lives her life between these two worlds. One world that's dedicated, that's just science-based, and one world that's magic-based.
Yeah, so it's like our world and then a magic world.
Yeah, the science world is very similar to what we know is real life. But she hops back and forth and kind of has a little bit of a split personality.
Yeah.
But then she finds that there is a third world where magic and science are combined, and all the rules are different, and she just has no idea what's going on, and she has to learn to live in this new world.
Yeah, she gets caught there under a stressful situation. Yeah, she comes to find that she is actually a bigger part of that world. She has a history with this world.
She does,
yeah.
And we still don't know what that is, so I'm very excited to read the next part of this.
Yeah, and it's also cool that you can kind of now that there's these 3 worlds, at least so far.
We know there's at least 3.
There's at least 3. There could be more, which is really, really cool. She quickly realizes that in this world, there's this separation of just kind of like the non-magic people and the magic people. There's kind of like this favoritism going on with the authority in this world. And the authority kind of protects only the mages, only the magic people.
There's this whole like political struggle going on, and then she has to try to figure out where her part in that is.
She tries to get a job, and she tries to fit in.
She tries to make a little golem so she has somebody to talk to instead of just talking to herself, and she ends up making a huge golem.
Yeah, we love him. He's great.
We love Lemmy. And her wand breaks, but then she's, then she has her unfocused magic.
Let's get into some spoiler territory here.
Okay.
Because in the beginning of the book, she has her wand, and you learn very quickly that these characters, if they need their wand to focus their energy, and without that wand, they're kind of useless.
Yeah, their energy is unfocused, and I guess for most, they lead you to believe that for most magic users, if it's unfocused magic, it's not that powerful, or it's not that threatening to the political hierarchy.
Well, it's just uncontrollable. There's no real focus.
But Amelia tends to do amazing things even with her unfocused magic.
She's kind of a special one. She loses her wand in the beginning, and then she uses Lemmy as kind of like a trunk or like a toolbox. And so she kind of
she takes things
she takes things. He's great. I love that character so much.
Lemmy's great.
And she finds that wrench, and that wrench ends up being her magic wand. Her wand. It actually works.
And if you're a fan of DJ and Adam's writing, they're working on Never Ending right now with Dark Horse Comics.
Very cool.
Ken Eisner and Harvey Ord winners. So great job here, and in just creating something that is a brand new fantasy universe. It's important to establish things like the unfocused versus the focused magic, because if you just keep it open-ended, then anything can happen. Why can't someone just, make this appear and make that appear, and end of story?
Yeah.
You need to establish how the rules work, and in this unknown world, they have this blank slate of what are the rules going to be? I don't know. They can be anything they want to be.
And that's the thing. I kind of like the kind of Twilight Zone-y, Rod Serling kind of feel to the book, because she is kind of this Charlton Heston character landing on the planet of the apes and not really knowing who these people are and what their society is like. And she has to kind of conform to these new laws and rules, and she's kind of like a tough girl that is not good with authority, and she doesn't want to listen to someone that wants to tell her what to do. This
is a growing up story. This is a coming of age story. I read an interview with DJ and Adam saying that the 2 worlds in the beginning, they kind of likened it to how when you're in high school, you're kind of have a different personality when you're in school versus when you're at home.
Sure.
And the unknown world is kind of like when you're in college, where it's all thrown into one mishmash, and you really just have to figure out who you are.
And really, real life, once you're out of school, is kind of the unknown world. Right. You're out of your parents' protection, and you're out of
who are you? What choices are you going to make? It's up to you at this point.
I really like where the series is going. her and her golem and her friends there. And now as her, at the end of the book, she's the new protector of this world, or this town, this city. And I want to see where it goes. I'm really on board for this ride.
I love the writing. Like I said earlier, it kind of reminds me of like Buffy. Like it's this young girl figuring out who she is, and she has this amazing power, and she doesn't know what to do with it.
With a little dash of Harry Potter thrown in.
They say a little dash of Harry Potter, and I also read someone else said like a female Doctor Who. We reached out to Twitter, of course, to ask you guys, those of you who had a chance to read it, what you thought, and this is what you had to say.
Denny Angel on the Twitter says, I thought the art and lettering were easy to follow, and I love the story. Using a wrench for a wand was awesome. I thought that was awesome, too. I kind of want an action figure now. Of Amelia Cole.
I actually thought about doing an Amelia Cole cosplay. Would you be Lemmy?
I would love to. If I could make it work somehow, I would love to.
Nerdy Girl MFC says, just finished 1 through 4 of Amelia Cole and the Unknown World. So freaking good. I'm hooked. Vlog tomorrow on the channel about it. Hey, we're inspiring comic vlogs. Up high.
I like that.
And then we actually got a very special tweet from DJ Kirkbride himself, one of the co-writers of this series, saying, hey at SourceFed Nerd. Amelia Cole readers are people of impeccable taste who will rule the world one day. You're in great company. Love, DJ.
Love it. Love it. And DJ,
love it so much.
If you're watching this, first of all, we have another DJ here, which is kind of strange.
That is cool.
But who is also our comic book
You're
guy.
about to see him in a second.
Yeah, you are. But how about you should let us know if there's going to be possibly like talks of a TV series or a movie or something. It would be very
we
cool.
could probably audition for Amelia and Lemmy.
Yeah, I would love to be, or I'll be any character.
You could be the protector.
I'll be the protector, no problem. I'll fly around with a hood on.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Next week we're going to be reading The Astonishing Spider-Man and Wolverine.
Yes.
Yeah, make sure you stay tuned because next up is DJ's pull list.
What do you got for us, DJ?
Hey everybody, my name is DJ Wooldridge and this is the pull list for October 9th. This week, Marvel releases the next installment of their event book, Infinity. Here's the deal, kids. 4 issues in and 2 things are abundantly clear. 1, to truly get the full scope of this event, you need to be reading Avengers and New Avengers along with Infinity. And 2, this is all a lead into Marvel's next big series, Inhumanity. Now, if you have the coin to buy all 3 of those books or are super stoked for the new series, then you gotta pick up this chapter. That's not me, so I'm thinking I'm gonna have to drop this book. Even though Black Bolt is a total badass and seeing him go toe-to-toe with Thanos is awesome. If you have no idea who the hell those characters are, then I just took 30 seconds of your life. You're welcome. Over at Image, we see the release of a quirky new book called Rocket Girl. It deals with a teenage cop from the future that travels back to the 80s, and if you're not hooked from that sentence, you're not a friend of mine. You should go away. The latest chapter of Chew also releases this week. Chew is a hilariously grotesque series that follows a cop that knows the entire history of anything he needs, which, yes, includes a dead body part or 2 to solve some murders. Chew is going into the 2nd chapter of its current arc, so I recommend going back an issue to be properly inducted into the storyline. With Villains Month done, DC can pick back up with some of the big storylines they had going on prior. One of the biggest being the revisionist take on Batman's New 52 origin with the Year Zero storyline, which continues in Batman 24. Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo are rock stars, so if you fancy yourself as a Bat fan, you should not be missing out on this series. For my pull of the week, I'm picking Superman Wonder Woman #1. Alright, let's be honest, the whole Superman Wonder Woman romance was a gimmick, but I'm hoping this series can change that and really flesh out this relationship. Besides that, and the fact that this book features 2 of my favorite characters of all time, the creative team of Charles Soule and Tony Daniel would make this a must-buy all on its own. So that's my pull list for this week. What are you grabbing? Hit us up on Twitter with the hashtag SFNComics, and you could be in this ticker down below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. You can click this annotation for the rest of our stories. Also pay special attention to this little clip right here. If you click it, it will take you to our new channel, FHP, where they're doing a ton of cool shit. My name's DJ Wooldridge. Thank you for having me. You have a lovely home.